My mother called me on a Tuesday afternoon. Her voice was light, almost cheerful. "We've been thinking," she said. "On your brother's wedding day, it's best if you're not there." I didn't speak. I couldn't. She kept going. "It's a small ceremony. Very intimate. Tyler's fiancé's parents are traditional. They want close family only. Close family only. I'm her daughter." She laughed. Actually laughed. "You understand, right? You're so busy with work anyway. You won't even miss it." I found out later the whole extended family already knew. My aunts, my uncles, my cousins. Everyone knew I'd been uninvited to my own brother's wedding. Everyone except me. Why would parents ban their own child from a wedding they helped pay for? Here's the thing. I had 3 years of bank statements that told a very different story. But here's what they didn't know. Before we go further, drop your country and the time right now in the comments. And if you've ever been the family scapegoat, hit that like button. You'll want to stay for this. Let me take you back. I grew up watching my brother get everything. When Tyler graduated high school, my parents bought him a car. I got a greeting card. When he went to college, they paid every cent. Tuition, room, and board. Spending money? I worked 2 jobs to cover mine. Nights at a campus library. Weekends at a coffee shop. When Tyler's first business failed, they bailed him out. $8,000 just like that. When I asked for help with textbooks once, my dad said, "You're resourceful. You'll figure it out." I did figure it out. I became a software consultant. I worked my way up. By the time I was 30, I was earning low 6 figures. My first boss told me something I never forgot. Always keep records, always. So I did. Every bank statement, every Venmo, every text message. It wasn't paranoia, it was just how I was wired. 3 years ago, my parents called. My mom needed surgery. They had medical debt piling up. They didn't ask. They just cried. I sent $12,000 that same week. The Venmo memo said, "For mom's surgery. Don't worry about paying back." They didn't say thank you. Not really. My mom texted, "Got it." That was the first of many payments. That was the beginning of a pattern I was too blind to see. Because when you grow up being the backup plan, you'll do anything to feel like you matter, even if it costs you everything. 6 months before the wedding, Tyler called me. His voice was calm, casual, almost like he was ordering coffee. "Hey, so Mom said you'd help with the venue deposit. You're doing well, right? $15,000. I didn't hesitate. I wired it the same day. His thank you text was 3 words. "Got it. Thanks." 2 weeks later, my parents called. My mom's voice was honey-sweet at first. "Tyler's budget is a little tight. We need another $8,000 for catering. Can you help?" I paused. "Can Tyler contribute? Or maybe cut back somewhere?" The honey disappeared. "He's starting a life. He's building something. You're single. What else are you spending it on?" I sent the $8,000. Then nothing. Radio silence for 2 months. No updates. No wedding details. No invitation in the mail. Just silence. Then that Tuesday call. "It's best if you're not there." I sat there after she hung up, staring at my phone. $23,000. I had just paid $23,000 for a wedding I wasn't invited to. And my mother had laughed. I sat there holding $23,000 worth of silence. I called Tyler the next morning. He picked up on the 4th ring. "Look," he said before I could even speak. "It's complicated." Mom made the call. I didn't want drama. "Drama?" I said. "I paid for half your wedding." He sighed. "You're busy with work anyway, right? Just let it go, please." He hung up. I tried my dad. No answer. 3 calls, nothing. Then my cousin Emma texted me. "Hey, heard you're skipping the wedding? Everything okay?" Skipping. That's what they told everyone. That I chose not to come. My parents were spinning a whole story, and I wasn't even in the room to defend myself. I sat in my apartment that night staring at my phone. I thought about blocking all of them, disappearing, starting over somewhere new. I thought about letting them win. Then I opened my laptop. I had kept every single record. Every single one. 3 years of transfers, dozens of messages. A pattern I hadn't wanted to see. I thought about letting them win. I thought about it for exactly one night. The next morning, I opened my banking app. I exported 3 years of transaction history. I built a spreadsheet. One column for the date, one for the amount, one for what they said it was for. Medical bills, $12,000. Tyler's car repair, $3,800. My parents' mortgage catch-up, $6,500. Tyler's failed Etsy store, $2,000. Emergency furnace replacement, $4,200. Tyler's credit card debt, $5,000. My dad's dental work, $3,100. On and on and on. The formula at the bottom calculated the total, $47,300. In 3 years, I had given my family the equivalent of a down payment on a house. Not $1 had been repaid. Not one real thank you. Just texts. Got it. Thanks. You're a lifesaver. I stared at that number for a long time. $47,300. They wouldn't give me a seat at a table, but I had bought them the whole room. I saved the spreadsheet. I labeled it Receipt 1, because the money was only half the story. 1 week before the wedding, my mother called again. No apology. No acknowledgement? Just another ask. We need $5,000 by Friday. The florist needs a deposit for upgraded arrangements. You've always come through before. I took a breath. Mom, I'm not invited. Why would I pay for flowers? Silence. Then her voice turned to ice. So that's it? You're going to ruin your brother's day over hurt feelings? I didn't answer. She kept going. I always knew you were jealous of him, but I didn't think you'd be this selfish. She hung up. An hour later, Tyler sent a message to the family group chat. Aunts, uncles, cousins, everyone. Some people can't be happy for others. Guess we know who the real family is. The replies came fast. Aunt Karen. What happened? Uncle Joe. Is this about your sister? Tyler. She's mad she's not the center of attention. That's all. My phone buzzed over and over. Some people defending me, some taking his side, some just confused. My reputation in my own family was being shredded in real time. And the wedding was in 6 days. They wanted my money and my silence. They were about to get neither. I went back further. I pulled up 3 years of text messages and exported them to a PDF. I read every single thread with my parents and Tyler. 22 conversations initiated by them in 3 years. 21 of those conversations contained a money request within the first 3 messages. The pattern was surgical. Hey, how are you? Followed by, so we have a situation. Hope work is good. Followed by, can you help us with something? Then I found it. 8 months ago, Tyler had forwarded the wrong thread to a group chat by accident. I'd saved it and forgotten about it. It was a text from my mother to him. Just ask her. She's desperate to feel needed. She'll pay. I read that line 3 times. Desperate to feel needed. She didn't see me as her daughter. She saw me as a wallet with a weak spot. I took a screenshot. I highlighted the line in yellow. I saved it. I labeled it Receipt 2. That's when I understood. This wasn't family. It was a transaction. And I was the only one who didn't know the terms. I needed to understand why. So I did some quiet digging. I checked Tyler's LinkedIn. His job title was still listed. But when I looked closer, his profile showed he'd left the company 4 months earlier. He'd been unemployed for 4 months. Right before the wedding. He never told anyone. Then I searched public records for my parents' address. They'd refinanced their house twice in the past 3 years. Cash out refinance. $68,000 pulled out in equity. Gone. Where did it go? I didn't have to guess. Then Emma, my cousin, sent me a private message. I don't know if I should tell you this, but your mom's been bragging to Tyler's fiancé's parents. She told them Tyler is some big success story. They don't know he lost his job. They don't know about the money. I think your parents are terrified of looking less than. It clicked. Tyler's fiancée came from money. Old money. Her parents were traditional and proud. My parents were desperate to look equal. Successful. Put together. I didn't fit that picture. I was single. I was quiet. I didn't show off. They wanted my money. But they didn't want me. Now I knew exactly what to do. I wasn't going to crash the wedding. I wasn't going to make a scene. I was going to do something much quieter and much more permanent. I spent one evening putting it all together. I created a single PDF. 14 pages. Page 1 was a cover sheet with a timeline. Pages 2 through 6 were the spreadsheet. Every transfer. Every amount. Every lie about what it was for. Pages 7 through 12 were the text messages. Highlighted, dated, sorted by request. Page 13 was the screenshot. She's desperate to feel needed. She'll pay. Page 14 was a short letter, 4 paragraphs. No insults, just facts. Over 3 years, I provided $47,300 to this family. I was told these were emergencies. I was told I was helping. I have now been uninvited from the wedding I helped fund. I will no longer be providing financial support of any kind. I wish you well. I attached the PDF to an email. The subject line was simple. For the record. I added my parents and Tyler to the to line. Then I added my aunts, uncles, and cousins to the CC line. My finger hovered over send. I didn't need to show up to the wedding. I just needed to show up with the truth. I clicked send. It was 9 p.m. on Thursday. By Friday morning, my phone was on fire. The email detonated. Within 2 hours, my inbox was flooded. Aunt Linda, reply all. I had no idea. This is disgusting. You don't owe them another cent. Uncle Joe, reply all. I always thought something was off. I'm so sorry. You deserved better. Cousin Emma called me directly. Your mom is losing it. She's calling everyone trying to spin this, but the receipts are right there. No one's buying it. I didn't reply to any of them yet. I just watched it unfold. Friday afternoon, my phone rang. Tyler. I answered. His voice was shaking. You've ruined everything. Fiancé's parents found out I'm not working. They're cutting their wedding contribution in half. We're $18,000 short. Please. Just this one last time. I'm begging you. I took a slow breath. No. I'm done. You're going to destroy my marriage before it even starts. I didn't do this, Tyler. You did. I hung up. An hour later, my mom left a voicemail. I didn't answer, but I listened to it later. Her voice was venom. You've ruined this family. You're selfish and spiteful and cruel. Don't ever contact us again. You're dead to me. I saved the voicemail. I added it to my evidence folder. Saturday came, the wedding day. I turned off my phone. I went for a long walk by the river. I made myself breakfast, then lunch, then dinner. I watched a movie. I didn't think about the wedding. I didn't wonder what was happening. For the first time in 3 years, I felt light. The wedding happened without me. I wasn't there. And for the first time in my life, I was okay with that. The wedding went forward, smaller, scaled down, tense. A cousin posted a few photos. I saw them in my feed a week later. Tyler and his new wife smiling. But the smiles looked tight, forced. My parents stood off to the side in one shot. My mother's face was stone. I looked at the photos for maybe 10 seconds. Then I kept scrolling. I felt nothing. 3 weeks after the wedding, my parents sent an email. The subject line was blank. The body was 2 sentences. Maybe we didn't handle things well. We hope we can move past this. No apology, no accountability, Just vague words. I read it once. I filed it in a folder. I didn't respond. A month later, Emma told me Tyler's marriage was already rocky. His wife had started asking questions about money, about his job, about my family. The lies were catching up. Trust, once broken, doesn't heal fast. But I started to heal. I reconnected with Aunt Linda and Uncle Joe over coffee, real conversations. No one asked me for anything. For the first time, I felt seen by my own family. I started therapy. I learned terms I'd never heard before. Golden child. Scapegoat. Financial enmeshment. I learned that what happened to me had a name. And I learned I wasn't alone. 6 months after the wedding, Tyler texted me. "Hey, can you help with rent? Just $2,000. I'll pay you back." I stared at the message for a long time. Then I typed one word. No. I didn't block him. I didn't argue. I just said no. He didn't reply. Today, I'm low contact with my parents. No contact with Tyler. But I'm close with 3 cousins and 2 aunts. I have boundaries now. Real ones. I don't lend money. I don't discuss finances. I don't justify my decisions. And I sleep better than I have in years. I learned something through all of this. Protecting your peace isn't selfish. It's survival. Family isn't about blood. It's about respect. And receipts don't lie. But people do. So here's my question for you. Have you ever had to cut someone off financially? Even family? What was the final straw that made you say no? Drop your story in the comments below. I read every single one. And if this story helped you see something in your own life, hit that subscribe button. There's more where this came from. Remember, this is a fictionalized dramatization for educational and entertainment purposes, not legal or financial advice. Take care of yourself, set your boundaries, and keep your receipts.